All right, let's just jump right in. Do you ever feel totally stressed out, just overwhelmed? Well, here's a wild idea. What if it's because you're trying to care about way too much stuff that honestly just doesn't matter? So today we're going to break down this really powerful, kind of counterintuitive way to live a better life. And it's not about caring less, it's about caring smarter.
So let's kick things off with this core concept, and it's a total mind bender. It's sometimes called the backwards law. Think about it. The more you desperately chase feeling good, the more you just end up reminding yourself that you don't feel good. It's this wild paradox, right? Accepting the negative stuff in life, the struggles, the pain, that's what actually creates a positive experience in the end.
Okay, first up, let's talk about a sickness, a really modern one. It's this mental trap that so many of us fall into. It's called the feedback loop from hell. And trust me, it's this sneaky little feature of our brains that can drive you absolutely crazy.
Does this sound familiar? You get anxious, and then you start getting anxious about being anxious. Or you get angry, and then you get mad at yourself for getting angry. You see what's happening? It creates this nasty spiral where the real problem isn't even the first feeling anymore. Nope, it's all this shame and judgment you keep piling on top of it.
And you know what? Our culture just pours gasoline on this fire. I mean, think about it. Between social media and just everything trying to sell us something, we're bombarded with images of people living these perfect, amazing lives. It's this endless highlight reel, and it makes us think that feeling bad, like anxious or scared or guilty, is just not okay. So of course, when we feel those things, we immediately think, what's wrong with me?
So what's the antidote to all this madness? Well, the solution isn't to just stop caring about everything. That's not it. It's about getting really strategic with what you give your attention to. It's about learning to focus your precious energy only on the things that are true, immediate, and actually important.
Okay, this is super important. We have to be clear about what not giving a fuck really means. It's not about being indifferent or being a jerk. You can't be indifferent to everything. Instead, it's about being comfortable with being different. It's about choosing whose opinion actually matters to you. And it's about setting boundaries, saying no sometimes, so you can save your energy for what really, truly matters to you. Here's a great way to think about it. You have a limited budget of mental and emotional energy. Let's call it your F budget. Every single day, you have to decide what you're going to spend it on. And so many of us, we just waste it on totally meaningless stuff. The whole goal here is to flip that script. Spend that limited energy only on the things that are actually worth it.
All right, so let's get practical. How does this actually work in your life? Well, it all starts by completely changing how we think about happiness itself. Okay, here's the big mindset shift. Happiness isn't about having a life with no problems. Come on, that's impossible. Real, lasting satisfaction actually comes from solving problems. It's the action that matters. All those negative emotions you feel, they're basically just a call to action. They're a signal that something needs to be dealt with.
Because here's the thing. Problems never, ever go away. They just get exchanged for different ones. Or maybe they get upgraded. So the goal isn't to live a life without problems. The goal is to find good problems. Problems that you actually kind of enjoy having and enjoy solving. That's what real happiness is. It's wanting the problems you have and wanting to fix them.
And this leads us to a much better question to ask yourself. Forget, what do I want out of life? I mean, everyone wants to be happy and have cool stuff. That's easy. The real question, the one that matters, is this. What pain do you want? What are you willing to struggle for? Because your answer to that question, well, that's what's really going to determine your life.
Which brings us to probably the most empowering part of this whole idea. It's the mindset of taking responsibility over playing the blame game. Now, a lot of us get blame and responsibility mixed up. They are not the same thing. Look, maybe something bad happens and it's not your fault. That's true, but you are always responsible for how you respond to it. Blame is all about the past. It makes you a victim. But responsibility, that's about the future. It gives you the power to actually do something about it. So what's the payoff here? When you start choosing your struggles and taking responsibility, what do you get? You get to build a life with real, actual meaning. A life built on a solid foundation. And you know what that foundation is? It's your values. The thing is, good values, they're reality-based, they're helpful to others, and most importantly, they're things you can actually control right now. Think about things like honesty or discipline. You have immediate control over those. But bad values, they're usually things you can't control, like being popular or having everyone like you. Chasing those is just a recipe for misery.
And this is where the real magic happens. It's this incredibly freeing feeling when you realize that what other people think of you is actually none of your business. You can't control outcomes, right? You can only control your effort. And once you get that, you can stop wasting energy on the uncontrollable and pour it all into what you can control, your actions and your choices.
So let's end right back where we started, with that one big question. So what problems do you want to have? It's not about avoiding struggle. It's about finding the struggles that are worth it. Because when you choose your struggles, that's when you're really choosing a life of meaning.